Have you ever experienced a headache that all you want to do is just cover your head with a pillow and forget about the world? Well, I have, and I've experienced them very often. This is kind of why I chose this topic, because I can relate personally to it. And then also, to prove it, this is the medicine that I take to deal with them. I have to take them whenever I get a headache. They're not a preventative, but they stop it from happening. But I'm almost out, so I need a new one. But so I mean, I've seen countless doctors because of this. I've taken any test you can think of, MRIs, CAT scans, blood work, x-rays, you name it, I've had it done. Still no answers. I started experiencing these when I was about 8 or 9, and I haven't gotten any better. The medicine helps, but it doesn't stop it. And I wanted to talk about this because, I mean, we're all college students here, and I feel like it's something that we all can relate to, whether or not you get them on an extreme basis, whether or not you just get them as a like for every once in a while thing. I mean, they still affect us to this day. So, I want to talk about some of the triggers and the effects that headaches have on people. And I looked through a bunch of sources, and there's countless triggers you can come up with, but I picked 6 or 7 of them that I thought were, the main ones. And I didn't want to focus on this one, but the main trigger is obviously stress. And I didn't want to focus on this one because it's obviously, everyone, if anyone were to ask you what triggers a headache, someone would say stress. But it is the most common reason, and stress can include anything that is on your mind, something that's bothering you, whether it can be girlfriend issues or whether or not you have a test tomorrow. Anything can be included in stress. And stress builds up, and stress leads to more stress, which can cause even more headaches, and it can cause your headaches to even get worse. So, I mean, stress is the #1 issue, and stress, everything else I'm going to talk about can be included in stress. So, the next trigger that I came up with is long hours spent studying. And most college kids spend hours staring at a screen about this big for 2 to 3 hours at a time, and it puts so much strain on your eyes you wouldn't even imagine. And these long hours studying can lead to other effects too, which can include lack of sleep, because the amount that you're putting in studying can run into your sleep time. And this just causes your brain to overload. And like all these hours studying, your brain just doesn't know how to always cope with it. So next trigger is the varying sleep schedule, kind of what we just talked about. But when your body gets used to a schedule, and when that schedule is thrown off, your body reacts in different ways. One of them can be including headaches. If you're not getting enough sleep, that can cause you to become tired, which puts wear and tear on your body, which can lead to headaches. And people think that if you undersleep one night, you can make up for it by oversleeping the next night. That's not exactly how it works because of the schedule thing. If you only get 2 to 3 hours one night, but then you try to think, oh, I'll just make up for it and get 10 to 12, your body, that's really doing more harm to your body than it is good. So the best answer is just to try to maintain as normal the balance of a schedule as you can. I know it's hard, but it's one of the main reasons that we all get headaches. One of the most surprising triggers for me was missing meals. I personally, I'm not the best at it. I try to eat consistently at times, but we all have busy lives, and it's hard to keep that schedule up. So, and, like I said, this was a surprising fact to me. Same idea as the sleep schedule. If you constantly eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, even one thing as tiny as missing one lunch can cause you, your body reacts in weird ways sometimes. So, and this, when you eat, it provides you energy, which helps you maintain, homeostasis and keeps you from having headaches. So, another trigger that I found interesting was too much or too little caffeine. One of the sources I had, quote unquote, said, "Too much caffeine is not a bad thing." If your body is used to having coffee, then you don't want to mess that up. But if you don't drink a lot of caffeine, pop, or whatever, you don't want to interrupt that by overdoing it and abusing it. So I mean, but if your body is used to that much caffeine intake, it's what's called a caffeine headache. I never believed it. My mom claimed it for years that this is the reason she gets headaches. But You know, it's hard to argue with it because your body gets used to having that much caffeine. When you take it away, it affects your body. So, staying on the liquid aspect of reasons you get headaches, another obvious one I thought would be just alcohol abuse. Not even abuse, just if you're not used to taking alcohol, then it can affect your body in ways that you're not exactly going to know. Over too much alcohol can lead to hangovers, and hangovers equal headaches. I mean, it's pretty simple. So I mean, I know it's hard to say not to drink, but if you are prone to headaches, just be smart about it. So, and the last one I have was a surprising one to me. Dr. Castaneda, who I talked to about this, this was the one that he had that I didn't find anywhere else, was grinding your teeth at night. It's not a very common thing that people do. There's really very limited things you can do to stop it permanently, but I know my mom personally deals with this, and my sister is starting to. And they both grind their teeth at night. It's really annoying, but they wake up and they just have headaches too. And but like it makes sense because when you grind your teeth, it puts strain on your jaw, which puts strain everywhere else, which leads to headaches. And so this one was kind of surprising to me. It makes sense, but I would never have thought of it. So these are all the main triggers that I came up with. There's a ton of other ones, but now I want to go into the effects of them. The effects, like as college students, is honestly, from personal experience, headaches can be a real pain in the ass. I know because I deal with them. And it makes work harder to get done, which leads to procrastination, which leads to cramming, which leads to stress, which leads to writing the speech way too late. So, which can lead to stress, like I said. Not only can stress cause headaches, headaches themselves can cause stress. Because if you have a headache and you're not stressed, that can cause you to be stressed because it's putting so many other things, like headaches, over top everything in your life. If you have a really bad one, like I've experienced, you just forget about everything and that's the only thing you can focus on. And in serious cases, if you don't get it fixed, it can lead to depression, which is, I know it's an extreme case, but it just kind of goes to show that it can be a serious issue, and it needs to be. If you deal with them, you need to try to get it fixed. And another the way it affects is it affects everything you do really. Sports, extracurriculars, social life. I mean, there's been times when it's been a Friday night and I just haven't felt doing anything because I just didn't feel very good because of the headache. And so I mean, it does affect everything. It makes sports hard to do because I know a lot of my games after a baseball game, after everything gets done, I'll just it's just there's a lot of pain just from all moving around. So those are the main effects that I came up with. I didn't want to go into too many of them, but those are the most important ones I think. So like I said, just if you deal with them, just try to minimize these triggers. If you can try to get those, just cut those out as much as you can. Stay on a schedule, don't overdo it. Then maybe you can get help. It's just amazing to me that something as tiny as a headache can affect someone so much. And I know that's kind of how I feel because when I tell somebody, hey, I got a headache, they go, okay, it'll be gone. But like mine, I've had headaches for hours at a time, and it's just I live with a constant pressure. Like if you take your fingers and poke in your temples, just kind of push them to where it bothers you. That's kind of what I live with all the time. And it's like I said, it's not a pain. It's just annoying, and it won't go away. So I mean, I wanted to talk about it today because I'm affected with it every day, and it's something that I struggle with to this day. So, thank you.